And we're back. Welcome to the Cinema Draft Podcast, where daily fantasy sports meets the movies. As we continue our journey down memory lane, we bring back Cinema Draft power player, longtime gambling and DFS enthusiast and OG, friend and fam of the pod. It's Henry G. Wrong.
What up, people? What's up, Cinema Draft family? What's up, Eduardo?
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, welcome back. We missed you. And just like that, there goes my video. God, I love you, Zoom. Fix your servers, get your life together. There we go. All right. Anyways, our Andy Cohen-inspired Watch What Happens lifestyle drinking game tonight shall be the word smile. Because every time you hear one of us say this word, just take a sip of what you're sipping, because tonight's pod will make sure to put smiles on your face with our favorite feel-good movies. And first one I'm really smiling about, and Henry G, just clear out the lane. I think you're on this one. If you followed the rundown, unlike some of our other guests, looking at you, G Nice, you know I'm about to go off on my show, and that is OZARK. Yes. So actually, you know what? I can talk about OZARK forever. So you tell us how far you've gotten, and this will be a spoiler.
Of course. Yeah. So I'm 5 episodes in. The most recent episode I watched today was
season 3, of course.
Season three. And so the most recent episode I watched was they just bought the horse farm, and homeboy just cut the horse's joints.
Cut his nuts off, made him a gelding.
Yes.
Not cute.
So,
this show is incredible. It's on one, and it'll be interesting to see what your opinion is. You know, text me, tweet at me, whatever. But yeah, tell me what you think after you finish the season, because I think this season, by far and easily, and even after the 3rd episode, I thought it was its best season yet. But it definitely elevates us into, top 10 all-time category, 100%.
Who's the show creator?
No? It's the guy who did The Accountant, Bill Dubuque.
Oh, really? That Ben Affleck movie?
Yeah, Bill Dubuque, and I want to say, is it Chris Mundy? I know Chris Mundy is so Bill Dubuque, Mark Williams, but Chris Mundy is the showrunner. He was on an episode of The Watch podcast from the Ringer Network, which I frequent.
Really?
Shout out to The Watch Facebook fam. We're 8,000 strong, and we are some cinema nuts. So
yes. And
it's I snorted that like fine white china straight to the dome. It was nuts. I loved it. And the final episode. Well, yeah, the final episode is incredible. It definitely sets up a world for season 4. Anything is possible. Very shocking ending to season 3. It deals with some issues of mental illness as well. Wendy flirts with some Walter White tendencies. I mean, this season has it all. So yeah, really good stuff. All right, so let's see. Also, when I'm watching, Uncorked. Are you familiar?
I watched it this evening, man.
Yeah, buddy. What'd you think?
That was a good movie. Yeah. Very, very fun. And I also wanted to get your opinion on these Netflix movies, because I'm one that kind of likes the Netflix movies more. Mm-hmm. I think that it's like a different feel. They're usually a little bit quicker, like an hour and a half to an hour 45. Sure. It's not as detailed as something I would think you would go into the movies to see. Like, it's pretty simple, but I enjoy the Netflix movies. I remember Bright. I remember people just were all over Bright, like saying it was terrible, but I enjoyed it just because I came into it as like, you know what, this is something on Netflix. It's Will Smith. I think it was like a Friday night, and I was watching it with the fam. I was like, okay, I'm entertained. But Uncorked, I liked. That was more like a full movie to me. Great performances. Courtney B. Vance.
Yeah.
The main character, the homie, I forgot his name.
AKA Mr. Angela Bassett, Courtney B. Vance.
That's right. You're right.
Hey, I wouldn't even say that he kicked outside his league, but let's just say she definitely had the better career, but they are truly, they are really talented actors. That is a great acting family.
Yeah. Because I know him, I identify him the most with with look, the O.J. Simpson Made in America.
Oh, 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 oh! I totally forgot about that. He was
Yeah,
Cochran, wasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
He
Oh
was
yeah.
yeah, he was Cochran. Yeah, he was Johnny Cochran. Yeah. So that's who I put him with the most in because I really like that series.
Yeah, yeah, no, I really enjoyed Uncorked because it was as someone I saw tweeted, because I won't take credit for this, someone I saw tweeted that it was basically about like a regular ass black family. I mean, yeah, they owned
Yeah.
like a small restaurant that had like historical significance to the community, but they were fairly normal. Like they didn't have like money, out the yin. They were a small business, like a
Yeah.
lot of these small businesses today, restaurants too, which now are like shut down. So
Right.
they weren't
Yeah.
rich, but they were solidly middle class, whatever.
Yeah.
And his son had big dreams,
Yep.
wanted to be a sommelier, a master sommelier. And it was just that down south black
What is that? A pirate?
barbecue
Uh-huh.
sommelier, lighthearted familial drama you didn't know you wanted. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, and soundtrack I think also really stands out because it was
It
nice
was so
juxtaposition.
good, right?
Yeah, it was tight because it had like good southern beats, good hip hop that juxtaposed against like the usual hoity-toityness associated with like wine tasting.
Exactly.
So I like the juxtaposition.
Exactly.
Prentice, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
Prentice Penny, who's the
Yeah.
showrunner on Insecure. I think that was his that was his creation. I think he wrote and directed it. So shout outs to Prentice. Well done. Mamadou Ati. I mean, I see him in a lot of stuff. I'm not sure if it's Ati or Athi, but I see him in a lot more stuff. He's working consistently. He's on that Netflix train. Like he was in that not Velvet Unicorn, the Unicorn Store.
Unicorn, yeah.
Yeah.
So me,
you do watch those Netflix movies, don't you, Henry G?
Smile. Yes, I do.
Yeah. No, I like. Look, I mean, the thing I love about Netflix, besides the fact that everybody is now dependent on it, and I mean, even when people were like giving it shit when we had more entertainment choices, at our disposal, I always thought they had a smart business plan. Even though they do have, they really are going more for volume over value per se. Still, because there's so much out there, there's something for everybody. And actually, I don't have this on the rundown, but can we talk real quick about Tiger King? Have you seen Tiger King?
That was one of my shows that I'm watching. I'm like 2 episodes deep in that.
Yeah. All right. First, I'm not. I mean, all this is real, so it's kind of not even spoilerable. And even if I told you the spoiler, it just go in and out your mind because it doesn't make any sense. But Tiger King is ridiculous. It's spawned. If we have Halloween this year in our era of social distancing, I mean, you'll see so many. You're gonna see so many costumes. Joe Exotic. His husbands. This guy is like a polygamist.
Yes.
He's in a polygamous throuple situation. His big cats and Carol. Let me tell you, Carol Baskin, there is a non-zero chance this woman killed her husband and she's still walking around here free trying to save big cats.
Walking around free with free labor, man. Like all the people that do her work, at least in 2 episodes in, are just volunteers. I'm like, what?
Look at her. Don't you just look crazy? I mean, come on. Come on. Yeah, she's something else, man. But their whole feud, I mean, yeah, the thing about Tiger King is that every episode is an entirely new show. I mean, not even so much like in the style of the director, but just like the story is so wild. Each episode could be its own series or movie. It's wild, so wild.
Yeah.
And here's a fun fact: someone who actually has like the rights to the story pre-corona is Kate McKinnon. She wants to be Carol Baskin.
Oh, she would be a good Carol Baskin.
She would be hilarious. Look at this expression right here. She would be hilarious, Kate McKinnon. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Yes.
Yeah, so Tiger King, that's not only what I'm watching, but everyone else is watching. I didn't mean to jack one of yours, but the last thing I'm watching is Little Fires Everywhere.
How is that?
Fires everywhere. That is Little Fires everywhere. And it is going down with our girl Carrie and Reese. Now, and I get it. Reese plays these type of characters habitually. The type A personalities, the if Tracy Flick grew up and was rich type personalities, but she's so good at it, and it's a slightly different shade or flavor. This one is infused with a lot of liberal white guilt, and it's just great because Kerry Washington's face, and I've mentioned this in several places on different forums, and even I think on Twitter, but just watching Kerry Washington's face code switch in real time, go from like oh, everything's like happy, like get along Negro, to the second she turns away from Reese, her face just drops, and it's incredible to see. And then you can see the disgust and the contempt, and it's just it's wild. And this thing should come with a trigger warning because it's set in like 1997. I graduated high school in '93, but man, I mean, as one of only 4 graduating Black seniors in my high school class, like I was getting flashbacks of like being the little black speck in the seal.
Right.
So I love it. The microaggressions, the culture of ignorance, and also just seeing like stuff like disc bands back and forth, or the little cultural references of the time. I mean, it's really to bring me back. So if you haven't seen it, what have you heard about Little Fires Everywhere, Henry G?
I saw the same thing that you did. I saw that tweet saying that Reese plays his character, the white privileged person, so well, because I watched the HBO show. What was the name of that?
Big Little Lies. Yeah,
I watched that, and I was unexpectedly surprised by that. Like, I like that show a lot.
Yeah.
I decided to watch it, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty good. So what I've heard about that is just Reese's performance, but I haven't heard too much of anything else. So I might check that out. I mean,
no, it's worth it. It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, and it comes out like weekly. I think there's one dropping later tonight, technically Wednesday morning. And the thing about what makes this show very interesting for me so far is that there's such an air of uncomfortability. I mean, Kerry Washington's character basically is just, I mean, she does the code switching thing, but when you really see her contempt get let loose, like in the 4th episode, like she and Reese go at it, like it was a knockdown, drag out, verbal, just like bar fight. And it was incredible. It was everything you wanted to see out of a movie starring Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington. 2 leads, holding nothing back. I think the line was, all right, so the line that Reese Witherspoon says, I thought we were friends, and then Kerry Washington fires back, because Kerry was working as kind of like an informal maid for her household, and Kerry Washington fires back, white women always want Black women to be their maids. No, white women always want to be friends with their maids. I was never your maid, and I was never your friend. I was like, oh, ether. I mean, it was great. You're gonna enjoy it. You're really
okay. Good. All right, Little Fires.
These 2 queens, damn it, these 2 queens.
Yeah.
All right, and I think we'll end that there and move on to the next segment. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. What else are you watching besides Tiger King?
Besides Tiger King, I started Better Call Saul. I'm only on season 1 on that.
Oh, nice.
I know that you. I saw something that you tweeted. I think you might have finished it or close to it.
I'm caught up. It's in its 5th season, and they've got one more season planned, and then they'll be out.
Yeah. So I started that. I'm like maybe 6 or 7 episodes into the 1st season there. I got that. I finished Queen Sono. That was a 6-part limited series on Netflix. That was really good because I haven't been to Africa, and so it was really good to see the country. I mean, it's primarily based in South Africa, Johannesburg, right. But you got to see a different part of the world, which I loved. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, Queen Sono was dope, and I liked the fact that he did take us to some of the other African countries because I've never been to Africa, and maybe a while before I get a chance. And so I like the Pan-Africanism, and also the way they kept switching like dialects in the middle of talking. Like you have to concentrate when you watch. Yeah, right. You need the captions out. You need to concentrate.
yeah. That's cool, man. It's like, oh, that's how they get down there. It's awesome, man. It was eye-opening, good. And then, of course, I'm watching Westworld. I don't know if you get into that.
Are you up to date? Are you caught up?
Oh, yeah. 3 episodes, right? It's 3?
Yeah. No, 3 episodes in season 3 so far. Yeah. So what's your take on season 3? Because I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And this is actually satisfying, like, the
Yeah.
amateur futurist in me, because
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
that kid in 6th grade who subscribed to Popular Mechanics, would get the magazine every month and just look for the most futuristic shit in there,
Right.
and just seeing all the sleek designs and like just a glimpse of like what the future could be like, what 25 years from now or so. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very fascinating. Everything's
Yeah.
automated and driverless, and it's tight.
Yeah, the series looks great. I mean, like you said, I mean, and I think they do a lot of the shooting in Singapore, I think.
I heard Singapore, Spain, and somewhere else.
Spain, yep, yep. Um, but in like the vehicles that they built um are great. It's just I mean, it's really a nice looking show. Like, I guess because it's been 2 years, maybe I just didn't, remember, but like it's a really good looking show, man. I mean, you know how like certain shows have that type of vibe, that color, like Ozark has that weird, like dark kind of
That
green.
dark palette, yeah, like the darkness of their souls.
Yes, yes, yes. And so even Better Call Saul has that like weirdo Albuquerque, New Mexico, like color scheme, it's just, but Westworld is like really, really a really good looking show. And I like season 3 so far, man. It's in a show that doesn't make sense. This is the most sense that the show has made,
Exactly. I felt the same way. Like, this is the most straightforward the plot's been like ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the aesthetics of it, and also in the wardrobe. But yeah, I really like the look of it. It looks like a bright, new penny of the future. Sometimes you see these visions of the future, and it's either, and usually it can be like dystopian, like everything's dark, like Blade Runner, or or it could be like overly shiny, like I don't know, like some other movies. This one feels like realistically somewhat like in the middle. Like, you're gonna see some great beauty, but also can get dark. And we're gonna have like some issues with AI and deterministic futures, and like who can do what jobs or whatever. So I like the issues it's dealing with. Some people feel like it's a little too facile, or it's a little too or it just hasn't earned like some of the topics it's talking about. I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think people really were turned off by season 2, and I can't necessarily blame them, because that was a puzzle box without real foundation. And
Right.
I'm here for season 3. I like it.
Well, let me ask you this too, because about that show, like, what do you think is, I was going to say America's fascination. I don't know how the world feels about Westworld, but like HBO seems to do well with these shows with these huge casts, because like we've had 3 episodes of Westworld. We've seen Maeve in one of them. We've seen Maeve and Bernard in like one, I think. I mean, episode 2.
Right.
I mean, we saw Aaron Paul and Evan Rachel Wood in 1 and 3. You know what I mean? So I compare it to like Game of Thrones, how you could have like an entire episode where you don't see, some of the characters, because it's such a huge show. Or like, what was it, like season 5 of Game of Thrones, where we didn't even see Bran?
Yeah, Bran was off getting tall.
Yeah, yeah, but like these huge ensemble casts, because I know that after season 1, Westworld was like one of HBO's better shows, like ratings wise or reception. And it's just interesting to me, because it's like you don't even see, you don't even see some of your characters every week, and it just reminded me of like Game of Thrones in the same sense.
Yeah, and that's fair. But also I think that well, I never really minded, especially when I did like a rewatch of Game of Thrones. Like you do miss characters, for a few episodes, sometimes like a full season. But but what's good is that they give so much for the actors to work with, or they give so much like story to the characters. Like you miss them, but you don't really feel like they've lost. Like yeah, we've only seen 1 episode of Maeve, but that was a rock'em sock'em episode. Like, that had a lot going in it. So like, I don't feel like I've missed much of Maeve so far. And actually, and conversely, seeing how Dolores, Evan Rachel Wood's character, wasn't involved at all in that episode. Like, I didn't really feel like I missed her. And so when we came back to her storyline, like, I like her storyline because we get to see more of the real life future. But I mean, I feel like they'd use so well as far as story for these characters that I don't really miss them too much at all. But I get what you're saying though. I like, actually, I'm coming more around. Well, actually, that's not coming around. I always like different storytelling styles, so I don't necessarily mind if we like diverge a little bit here and there. Or like, for example, The Outsider. Have you watched that at all on HBO?
Is that the HBO one?
Yeah.
I have not because I'm like a anti-horror guy, so I have to watch that with someone, and it'll
Fair.
probably be during the daytime.
No, I'm the same way, but actually I was surprised. It's more thriller than horror per se, and I don't really watch Stephen King either. But like but just as an example, what I was talking about, like he'll do, or that show will do like an episode where it starts off with like some flashback that's not connected to any one of the main characters, and they'll kind of tease that flashback throughout the whole episode, and then at the end it finally connects to the current day people. You're like, oh, okay. Like I don't necessarily mind when you play with like structure like that, just as long as it makes sense. And
Yeah.
as long as Westworld's making sense this season, fine by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. All right, well, hell, let's move on and get our feel good on. All right. So this week's episode is all about our top 5 feel good movies. The way the game works, that someone will name a movie that most people would largely define as having a positive or feel good spin. We will alternate picks. Once someone picks a movie, that movie is out of play. All right. Now, Henry G, as my guest, you may go first. And we will.
All right.
I'll share the screen so we can get our IMDb on and follow along.
Okay.
All right. So first show, what do you got?
All right. So when I was prepping for this, I was like,
yes, who preps? You're spoiling us.
Right? I was like, man, where are my feel good movies, man? I mean, I'm just like, so it was a little bit challenging. So I've got maybe some different ones, but let's get at it. So my first one that came to mind is actually The Natural, which is a baseball movie.
Oh, okay.
And whenever it's on, I'm a big baseball fan. Whenever it's on, I always stop and I watch it. And I just always get goosebumps when he hits the home run towards the end of the movie when he hits the ball off the cover. It's just like a great movie, man. And it's just like, it's the comeback story. Like he was destined to be this great player.
Look at young Glenn Close.
Yeah. Little young Glenn Close. Kimmy, yep. Vicky Vale. It's just a great movie, man. I always feel good watching it. It's look at Robert Duvall.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, and I like a good historical fiction drama. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And a sports movie. I saw it a long time ago, and I think I've only seen it once. But yeah, I did leave with a smile, drink on my face.
That's right.
Yeah, but all right, so that's a good start. All right, so my first one, and this might also qualify as a holiday movie, but this movie, I can't remember being just so instantly charmed by a movie on first watch, and I saw it in my own home of all places, not in the theater because it was on Disney Plus. All right, and this is Noelle. Have you seen Noelle?
No, I've seen it on Disney Plus. So
it is so charming.
Okay.
Anna Kendrick plays. Yeah, Anna Kendrick plays, and Bill Hader. Yeah, Anna Kendrick plays Kris Kringle, aka Santa Claus, is his daughter. I think, younger daughter. Bill Hader is like next in line to be Kris Kringle, but he don't have the natural talent for it. He's not, as they would say up in the North Pole where they live, and everything's a very fanciful vision of the North Pole. He's not inherently jolly like she is. Everyone's like walks around saying, instead of saying hello, like, hi, be jolly,
Yeah.
It's very upbeat and charming, and she's just so whimsical. She's got a little reindeer, a little baby reindeer who follows her around called Snow Cone, and he just wants to be like a grown reindeer and lead the sleigh and stuff. And then so when her brother, Bill Hader, goes missing, like a week or two out from Christmas, people are panicking, and Noelle finds him holed up in Phoenix as a yoga instructor. So she leaves the North Pole for the first time ever, taking her sleigh, and like Shirley MacLaine as a naughty elf, like an elf auntie. And they go to Phoenix, and she meets the real world for the first time. And she's so hot the entire time. Not like HAWT, but it's like she's hot. It's like she's melting. Like she's never been outside the North Pole. And it's so adorable. She wears like this silly costume in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's just very, very charming. She runs around like it's just so charming. You have to check it out, especially if you have kids. They'll probably enjoy it too. It's very lighthearted, no curse words or anything. And this, she's so. I mean, Anna Kendrick is great, but I mean, she's this is a really. If you like Anna Kendrick, this is an Anna Kendrick delivery vehicle for your system right here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out because I can watch that with my son because we got the Disney Plus. So
yeah. How old is he now?
He's 4. Can you believe it?
Oh wow, yeah. He'll get this. He'll enjoy this.
Yeah. Anna Kendrick had a funny tweet. I don't know if you saw it, but she said recently, she was like, well, I guess I can't lie to myself. Basically, she said, I guess I can't lie to myself about all the stuff I said I would do if I had the time.
All right. We are all facing our inner procrastinating monster right now. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Santa? Look at that face.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. All right. So what's your second one?
My second one, man, is one of I think I first watched this movie. I think I was still in college, man. It was late 90s. And I thought it was really good the first time, and I see it periodically afterwards, and I always love the ending because it's a family coming together. And that movie is Legends of the Fall.
Oh, whew, okay. I was holding my breath because I thought you could name my movie, but,
Okay.
But I know what I'm definitely taking off the board next. So I'm not going to play those games anymore. All right. Okay, great. Legends of the Fall. Go for it.
Yeah, man. It's just a great movie because it's a family movie. It's about, 3 brothers, and it's set back in around the time of the First World War, and it's a love story. Goodness, I was gonna say triangle, but really it's what would you call it? A love quadrangle. 4 people probably involved.
Oh, but, no. What ABC promotion used to say on Grey's Anatomy or Scandal, it's a love rhombus.
Love rhombus. Yes, a love rhombus. But it's a good movie. It's I always love a good period piece, and this is before period pieces were popular. Late 90s. So, and you see the World War I in a little bit of a different light. And then you see, this part of America because it's based, I think, in Montana.
Yeah, so, it looks very like Great Westernish. So
yeah,
actually, I haven't seen this movie. Actually, I did not.
Oh my God,
it's great.
I love it, man. And there's like. It also has like a Native American element, so you get
this
to see.
This looks good. I'm put on the list, Henry G. This looks good.
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching, and the ending is, to me, the ending's great. So it's always a choke up type ending. So yeah, Legends of the Fall, check it out.
All right, right, Legends of the Fall. Okay, all right. So my second one, let me get this one off the board before I lose my mind. All right, is. And this one, I guess it's known pretty much as like, oh God, why am I hewing to holiday movies? Something about the holidays, makes me jolly. But yeah. This one is often considered a holiday movie. It's definitely a romantic drama, romantic comedy. It's kind of comedic elements to it, but it's Love Actually. I won't say it's like it's unimpeachable. Some things might not have aged, perfectly, but every time I watch it, it's incredible. It definitely leaves you feeling good. Definitely smiles on your face. It's incredible. Look at this cat. Everyone you want is in this. Maybe not even so much at their peak or their prime, but well, I don't know about Mr. Bean. I've never been a Mr. Bean guy, but his one scene with the rapping and stuff was just, it was so over the top. It was actually pretty funny. But Bill Nighy is hilarious. He's like a washed up singer who gets paid every year for singing like a dumb holiday song. Keira Knightley, a young bride married to young Chiwetel Ejiofor, back when we couldn't pronounce his name.
Oh, I've seen this movie once back in the day, and I liked it. And I could probably watch it again and just like, it'll probably almost be a brand new movie because I haven't seen it in a while.
It honestly will be. And you'll see some faces you're like, that guy looks familiar. The little redheaded kid who's Liam Neeson's son is actually an actor named Thomas Sangster, who grows up to be like that weirdo Joe John Reed in Game of Thrones. You know, the redhead who sacrificed himself for Bran while all the I want to call them zombies. The White Walkers come out. I mean, so you'll see a lot of faces like, oh, that looks familiar.
Right.
That guy looks familiar. Andrew Lincoln, I guess he's a big deal in The Walking Dead. I don't watch that show, but I've seen him in other stuff. He's the guy who has like the signs. Who's like, you're perfect. Just as you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a sweet, movie. Some people actually call that scene like stalkerish. I'm like, oh my god. I mean, he's trying to give up in a nice way. I don't know, whatever. Like I said, some things haven't aged perfectly well for a newer generation, but I love it. I think it's adorable. So many great performances. Yeah, Hugh Grant as like the dancing prime minister, standing up to Billy Bob Thornton's jerkish American president. I mean, it was great. I really enjoyed it. Richard Curtis at his finest.
Love Actually. Yep, I'm gonna check that out again, man.
Yeah, there you go.
That kid, I remember that kid. Yeah.
He's really adorable too. You see, he was dying from heartbreak and stuff, and it's so all on his face. I love that movie. All right, I'm gonna stop gushing. What's your next movie?
One of my next movie is one of my classics from when I was a kid. I think we can do animated movies, right?
Sure. Hey, anything goes.
1987 classic. I saw this in Richmond, Virginia, with my neighbor and best friend, Freddie. His mom took us to the theater in the summertime.
What up, Freddie's mom?
Yeah. It was hot, and we loved it. Transformers the movie, man. The 1987 animated version.
Yes!
I mean, it's just a classic, man. I mean, we were just I was a big Transformers guy. That was the toy that I had the most of. And my boy Freddie and we were just all into it, and we played Transformers every day. And this came out in the summer, so we were able to. 86. Wow, even 1 year before.
Yeah, we old. We old,
yeah. But yeah, man, that movie's so good. I mean, there's a lot of heartbreak. I mean, I'll give a spoiler alert: Optimus Prime dies. But
I was in tears. Yes, I also was chaperoned to that movie in the theater. But my mom's friend Betsy, R.I.P. And I'm sure she had no reference point to this whole thing, but I was sobbing. Yes.
Man. Yeah, Prime dying, that was tough, man. But it was like even the music, man. I still hum some of these songs, and my son is. My parents actually found my old Transformers and gave them to me recently.
Oh, which ones did you have? I had an Optimus Prime, and I had like what's the plane that transforms? Not was Starscream? I had that guy.
Starscream, the one that's Megatron's nemesis.
No, it was a white plane. I remember he was white. Jetfire. Thank you.
Yeah. Big one. He was like, because he. It was weird, man, because he was like an Autobot and a Decepticon sometimes. Like in the TV show, he went
double agent, huh?
Yeah. He had something with his memory, but yeah, man, the songs in that are just so heroic. I mean,
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Yeah, how Prime, like when Prime dies, he basically like kind of sacrifices himself, and he says, my favorite line is like, Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost. He transforms into a truck. He goes down, they start playing the music. He comes out, he blasts all the Decepticons, man. I mean, that movie still gets me hyped, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, well done. Good choice. I mean, it takes me back too. Look at this animation, boy. Woo, y'all don't know how good you have it today. Pixar changed the game.
Right?
So we drawn them like this. And we thought it was just the height of luxury because we're seeing these suckers on like a big screen instead of our TV every Saturday morning.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Transformers. All right. That's a good one. I like that one.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's do for my next one. I probably could even wait on this because there's probably zero way you'd even get this movie, but I loved it. It's called Amelie. Definitely.
I remember that.
A lighthearted romance. This thing was is just like bioengineered to make you smile. Look at his poster. Audrey, I can never say her name. Tatao? Yeah, it's either Tattoo or Tatao. Let's go Tatao. Tatao. Audrey Tatao French. It's in French, so it's subtitled, whatever. My French kind of stopped at high school, but I read subtitles like everybody else. But she's just so impish and clever, and it's just such a like little magical, little world where everyone's so like happy and optimistic, and nothing ever kind of really gets her down. And I really, it's just so, I mean, lack of a better word, jolly, it makes you happy. So definitely very feel good. I remember this movie fondly, seeing it in theaters. I think I owned it for a while too. And also G Nice of the tripod regular, he also totally loves Amelie. So I'm sure we can give him that some other time. But yeah,
okay. I'm gonna check it out. I remember that when it was out, like it was a big deal. It was like a huge success, right?
Yeah, I think it. I think it made some money, but definitely was nominated for some Oscars. Yeah, nominated for 5 Oscars.
Wow.
Yeah, attaboy. So Audrey Tautou, that was her introduction to American eyes, and I think she did like one of those Da Vinci Code movies, and then we didn't really see much of her stateside.
I was about to say, what has she done? Yeah, there's Da Vinci. She hasn't done too much.
No, it's all been like in French or something. Yeah, she just went back to France. She's like, screw you, Hollywood. I'm going home.
Hey. Yeah.
Yeah, Dirty Pretty Things. That was great. That was actually what really made Chiwetel Ejiofor pop for me, because I think he might have even got nominated for that. And then after that, she just went kind of back to France. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coco Chanel. I remember that vaguely. That wasn't that great a movie. And then just kind of Well, okay. I guess Hollywood success in everything.
Right.
All right. So what's your next movie, Henry G? So what this number 4, right?
Number 4. So number 4 is a double. I got 2 entries because it's one franchise.
You cheated.
I know, right? So I got Rocky 4 and I have Balboa. I think the last one. Yeah, Rocky 4, man. I mean, I didn't know it until today. I mean, that came out in '85, I believe. Rocky 4.
Oh God, yeah, Oh, I mean so many iconic shots from that one. Yes. Running in the woods, pulling that sled or whatever, and if he dies, he dies. All that stuff.
That's right. But yeah, and one thing also is just like if you're a grinder, you're doing something a little bit against the grain or something different. I mean, I always think about how Adrian. I think it's pretty sure in Rocky 4, she's like, "You can't win." Before he's leaving for Russia. And, it's like Rocky's just like, he goes off to Russia. Adrian eventually joins him, but it's just like, man, he's determined, he's determined to win the fight to avenge Apollo's death. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys.
30-year-old spoiler alert.
Yeah. But it's just like a good movie, man. It's just got, some downs to it, but it's got some ups. You see the hard work he puts in, like you said, where he's in Russia training, running in the snow, doing all that stuff at that house that they rent for the training. It's just a great movie. And then Rocky Balboa, man, it's just, I like that because it was like post all of his greatness, Rocky's greatness. And, you saw him aging and becoming, just aging in his family life. And I love the way that they played the music in the movie, but it was so low key in Rocky Balboa. It was like they would play that theme music, but it was very low key that you would hear it in the background because
I did like this movie. Yeah, now it's coming back to me. I did like this movie. Yeah.
He struggles a lot in that movie. Rocky does. Oh, look at This Is Us guy.
Yeah. Milo Ventimiglia.
Milo, yeah. Now the fight is pretty ridiculous.
Right. GoldenPalace.com. Wow, the odds, man.
Yeah, but everything leading up to it, man, it's a great movie, man. I'm thinking about probably maybe getting my son into this Rocky series since we have this teen time.
Okay. All right, yeah. I mean, so do you like box it all yourself, or is that how you stay in shape, or?
No, you know what, man? I took one or a couple of boxing classes at the YMCA years ago, probably like a decade ago now.
Not for you, huh?
And it was just like tiring, man. Like 2 minutes, just like, oh man, this is like some real deal stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a big boxer. I mean, like I loved Tyson back in the day when he was running stuff. But yeah, I don't keep up with it too much.
All right, no, fair enough. All right, so my fourth movie, and I just such fond memories of this movie. La La Land. I'll never forget it.
Really?
Saw it
Okay.
with my girl Ife. Shout out to Ife Thomas. I think I gotta get her on the pod. A longtime friend of mine from 206. I think we were home for Christmas break or something, or
Okay.
over the holidays, whatever. And we weren't at school. I've been crying a lot. The movie came out like 3 or 4 years ago. But anyways, I remember seeing it with her, and I mean, it's the type of movie that just, I mean, I'm not a musical guy generally.
Yeah.
It took me until Moulin Rouge in '99 for me to even watch a musical at the theater. And then I kind of had nice little runs like, Chicago and a few other like musicals, or like Hairspray, I think was a pretty good musical I saw, the remake they did of that on screen. But I mean, I'm not like naturally inclined towards musicals, but I'm more open to them now. But
Okay.
this movie makes you want to run out and fall in love. I mean, it's just, and it's, I mean, all the dancing stuff, like, I mean, it really, it's a fun movie. The numbers are great. I mean, the acting is great. Everyone got nominated for stuff. I mean, and it's just, I mean, it just really makes you want to run out and fall in love. Now we can discuss the whole, jazz element of this thing. Here goes Damien Chazelle is obsessed with jazz. Damien Chazelle is the writer director of La La Land, and he I think he's also working on like a or had finished like a Netflix series or a Hulu series based on like a jazz club or something. So he loves him some jazz. So there's some issues with like maybe white guys lecturing us on jazz. I don't care. I enjoyed the hell out of the movie. It was great. And
Okay.
I need all premiere shots. I need to find some actual movie shots. But the movie itself is delightful, brightly colored, as you can tell by the poster. A lot of nice primary colors. Everyone's just kind of, and it really gives like an uplifting look at the struggle of trying to be an actor in Hollywood and stuff, which is I mean,
Okay.
I did that whole background cross life for several years and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I could definitely relate to Emma Stone's pain as like the wannabe actor in this movie. Yeah, look at
Okay.
and the great use of like LA locations too. This is obviously the bridge in Pasadena. I forget the name of the street, but it's a very iconic bridge they use all the time when they're doing period pieces shot in LA. Very iconic locale. They had the Hollywood sign overlook. In one scene, they really made Hollywood look like freaking old school glamorous Hollywood. It was really nice.
Okay.
Yeah, Gosling just winning, man. Just winning in life.
La La Land.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not arboretum, the observatory. I mean, all that stuff. This really great use of LA landmarks. In a kind of old school way. John Legend stops by. Yeah.
Yeah, because I never saw this just because of the musical. The musical, like you said, I'm not one for musicals either, but I
Oh, you'll
might.
enjoy it.
I mean, this might just be a quarantine movie, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, nowhere else to go, nowhere else to be. Might as well. And yeah, and I know it is kind of weird. Theoretically, people just breaking out in song. It feels unnatural. I mean, Empire does it fine because they actually like in the music industry, so they make them like actual musical numbers. But this is like, this is a bit of a heightened realism, and that's fine. So, and yeah, so it's not for everyone, but I honestly think this movie will leave a smile on your face.
Okay. All right. I like it, man.
So bring us home. Bring us home strong. What you got?
Okay, man. So
Final movie.
I'm gonna bring you home with another two movies, another classic from another
Look at you cheating! Look at you cheating! All right,
go ahead. I'm sorry, man. But I'm gonna go with the Karate Kid 1 and 2, man. I mean,
okay.
you're talking about very formative movies. 84 for the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, after this movie, man, I had my little bandana, like Daniel's son. I would ride around the neighborhood on my bike with my bandana on. Since you can ask my sisters, like to this day, I taught my son now, like anytime, somebody would get hurt or something or fall down, I would do the the little Mr. Miyagi. I taught my son that.
The clap.
Yeah. And I mean, if you see this movie now, like it's just so funny, man.
It holds up. I think I rewatched it a couple years ago for the Rewatchables pod on the Ringer Network, and yeah, it holds up. It does.
Yes, man. Yes, man. It's
That's a
just
great. That's a great movie. Actually, and like you, I think I was in third grade when this came out, and it wasn't my idea, but I think that's also the year my mom put me into karate, and I did karate.
yeah, man.
Everyone's trying to get their crane on, man. I'm telling you.
Yes, yes. Who didn't do the crane kick after this, man?
And look at Ralph Macchio. He still has a baby. First of all, he was like 27 when he shot this, playing an 18-year-old, whatever. Secondly, he still has a baby face. If you look at him,
Yeah.
I mean, he's aging like us, you know?
Yeah. Are you watching his show, the Cobra Kai show?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Cobra Kai till I die. And actually, what's even funnier is I love those commercials that with Martin Cove, the John Kreese character in it. And he's totally riffing off his Cobra Kai. He's like more immersive.
Yeah.
yeah, Koala Kai. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That is good.
All right, so 1 and 2. All right, so these are one stills from 1 and 2. Talk about 2 for a minute. What do you like about 2? Because I love that.
I mean, 2 is just like again, me and the twins watched 2 a million times, and one of our favorite lines is when
Melinda and Melissa.
Yes. Yeah, man. I mean, 2 is great because they go to Okinawa. I mean, Daniel's son goes into the arcade and he breaks the glass. You know,
I had a huge crush on Tamlin Tomita, who still looks good. She guests sometimes on the Good Doctor. She still looks good.
So you watched that? Okay, all right, okay.
No, Good Doctors. I mean, I think the title's bad. It's a quick cultural cul-de-sac, as we're wont to do around here. The Good Doctor. The title's terrible, but it's a really good show. And I started watching it initially because the premise, you know, an autistic, you know, becomes a surgical an autistic person.
Oh, he's autistic. Okay.
Yeah, and also my homeboy Seth Gordon of Horrible Bosses and Atypical fame on Netflix. He's got his hands in a lot of different projects like that. We went to high school together. I was a senior, he was a junior. We acted in plays and stuff together. And I've watched his career, closely and from afar, which is, great pride. And I was going to give it a shot just based on him because he was like the pilot director, which made him also an executive producer. And it's a really good show. Like, he set them up really well. And they just recently had its season 2 finale last night, and just had me and my feelings. Like, they're really resetting the table for season 3. I think it's worth a check out. It is. I mean, another quarantine project. I don't know, but it's a really good movie, a really good series, I think.
Okay.
Steer us out of the cul-de-sac. That's my little rant.
Definitely good doctor, man. I'm gonna definitely check it out. And also, I love this show because, in this you got to see. I was gonna say old school Okinawa, but it was '89. But I remember the old cars in this movie. Like, they were driving around these big black cars, like they look like old school cars. And I remember Miyagi's best friend Sato and that little rivalry that he had. And
right here, yeah.
When there's that big tornado and Sato says, "Miyagi, let me go." It's just, I love this movie, man. Good stuff.
And the tom-tom, yeah. So the new move for this movie was like the swinging tom-tom or whatever. And oh man, I just, these movies are really good. I need to rewatch Karate Kid 2. I haven't rewatched it in a while, but I definitely had the largest crush on Tamlin Tomita, and the whole tom-tom thing was really cool. This one, I guess it kind of ends on a slightly upbeat. I actually felt at the time when I saw this movie that it was a bit of a downer. Like, so much was like kind of in flux, and I was a little concerned, but it kind of comes together at the end. So Karate Kid 1 and 2. All right, look at this baby face. He looks just the same. Actually, let's click on Ralph Macchio. Look at that face. Look at that face. That's aging beautifully. He must have some black in it. I mean, seriously.
Right.
Or was it be one of those Italians from is it Corsica, or the part that's close to Africa? He must be one of those Italians.
Right.
Anyways, my final one.
Jumping borders.
Let's not feed the idea. All right, so last one for me is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, okay.
Definitive feel-good movie. The definitive skip ditch day movie. This might be perfection. This might be a perfect movie. I mean, there's rarely a false beat. It's definitely playful. I mean, even though he's playing pranks and running around and getting all sorts of antics. Oh well, this guy's a child molester. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. But here, this Mia Sarah, everyone was in love with her between this and Say Anything. She truly was like the dream girlfriend because she was cool. She was down for pranks and stuff. She would role play. They went to go fake a reservation for lunch. All that stuff. I mean, so the costume changes, him jumping on a parade float and singing twist and shout. Come on, babe. Yeah, come on. I mean, I'm grinning. I mean, you can't see me because Zoom sucks, damn it. But I am grinning ear to ear right now. It makes me so happy. This stupid movie, I love it. And I actually haven't seen this enough recently, but it's up for rewatch. It's definitely a quarantine rewatch.
Yeah, I always remember. Oh yeah, look, Dirty Dancing. I forgot she was in it.
Jennifer Grey. Yeah, as his sister. Absolutely.
Yeah, I always laugh at the. I remember the part where his parents come to check on him, and he has that little computer set up where the keyboard goes off or something, so that they cough and think that he's in his bed. So
He had a couple of those Rube Goldberg type machine setups where you just like have it automated or gadget to get him out of something. Yeah,
yes, man.
And Alan Ruck having a comeback as just the most delusional son on Succession. Oh my lord! He's gonna run for president.
Donald Trump, yes.
Alan Ruck, so good. So and also really good use of the city of Chicago. I lived there for about a year and change.
Okay.
Yeah, when you go to Chicago, like you see all that stuff.
I remember they go to the Cubs game.
You got over there. You beating back some flies? What's going on?
Yeah, man. I have like a mosquito or something in here.
So I'm real. So for those listening and not watching at home, just to wrap it up, I mean, it was more optimistic times, let's put it that way. I mean, even though the 80s had its own share of issues, coming out in 86, this was John Hughes at his height. This is actually really I think that and the Breakfast Club. I think Breakfast Club came before this, but this definitely solidified John Hughes's the writer director of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This cemented John Hughes's place in the comedy firmament and the teen comedy firmament. And it was just a really, really good movie about friendship and kind of living your best life. And so if that isn't a feel-good movie, I don't know what is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got an honorable mention too, man.
I went too soon. All right. What's your honorable mention? Even though ain't nobody got time for that. We'll allow it.
Another 80s staple, man. Back to the Future, man. That's my honorable mention.
I mean, that whole trilogy, honestly. My favorite is Back to the Future 2 because, like I said, amateur futurist here. But yeah, I love that whole series. But Back to the Future was a great movie. I think I still own the box set. I think so.
Oh, nice! Look at you.
Yeah, love it. Or I downloaded it or something. But yeah, I love these movies. Definitely rewatchable.
Alex Keaton, baby.
Yeah. Michael J. Fox in his prime. Michael J. Fox coming back, I think, as a recurring guest on The Good Fight, which
is he?
It's fourth season, CBS All Access, starting April 9th.
Okay.
Live. Yeah, the DeLorean, time travel, all that stuff. Dating his mom back in 1955. Good stuff.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, are we good now? You got it? We good?
We got it, man. We got it.
All right. There we go. Okay. So great stuff. And for those of you who are new to the podcast or new to the Cinema Draft game, which we will be relaunching as soon as we figure out our way through this madness of theater closures, let us take a little time out to introduce and reintroduce some of you all to the greatness of the Cinema Draft game and how you play it. All right, we'll be right back. Please stand by. And we're back. All right, this is the Quarantine Movie of the Week segment. Since our over-under has been mothballed until the theaters reopen, we're going to do our Quarantine Movie of the Week. And also, we'll follow that up with another look at the social CD social cinema draft game. So last week's movie of the week was the Wednesday quarantine movie of the day, which was Boomerang. Tomorrow, although right now, if you're watching at home, seeing our screen, we have 1917 as the quarantine movie of the day. Tomorrow, or at least by the time you all watch or see this, we should have up Uncut Gems. Have you seen Uncut Gems, Henry G?
I did.
I would revoke your degenerate card if you didn't. I mean, that movie's for the hardcore gamblers in us, the Adam Sandler fans. It really is a great movie. What do you think of it yourself?
Yeah, I thought it was entertainment at the max. It was an extreme. I mean, to me, it was more about. It was more about addiction than really. I mean, that's probably the big theme, but addiction as opposed to gambling, because the type of bets that he does and how he's just maniacal with it is just ludicrous.
That's actually a great point. And most professional gamblers said that the way he did his parlay, no reasonable book would ever have taken that parlay at that level.
Yeah, but you just wouldn't. I mean, plus, like, you think about everything that he's doing, like, why would you put that? Why would you, if you would put, you risk so much on one game and stuff like that, as opposed to, if you have a portfolio, you have, mutual
bankroll management. Yeah.
Spread it out. So, but I thought it was an entertaining movie. And it showed a good side of the gambling world that I didn't necessarily know about. Like, this New York, they're in New York. This New York influence, the Jewish culture influence. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, and the whole the whole jewelry diamond district and stuff I thought was was an interesting subculture and world. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was just pure adrenaline. I remember watching that movie I think I watched it 10 o'clock at night or whatever, or maybe I got back from it at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and I was up. The rest of that movie is just adrenaline nonstop, and so I think people, if you want a hit of just that pure, that raw uncut, Uncut Gems will definitely do it for you. I probably enjoyed it a little bit more than you, but also. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm not much of a gambler, or as I like to call it, trad betting, traditional betting. I'm not a big trad better. I've dabbled here and there. I don't say I'm very good per se, but I did like how it showed the cycle of addiction and because I mean, as a one time and sometime professional poker player, I mean, we're all trapped at home. I'm playing a little more poker online now. I won't lie. But as a one-time professional poker player, I mean, I've seen problem gamblers, and like you, I'm all about bankroll management generally, and making good plays, smart bets, things of that nature. But I have seen the other side to it. The problem gamblers,
right?
Degenerates, the people who can't help themselves. So
right.
Uncut Gems will definitely put you on that roller coaster. Definitely will.
Yeah.
This is how he wins.
Yes.
So those of you at home who are watching or listening, feel free to reply to our tweet. It will be a pinned tweet tomorrow, or by the time you're hearing this today, Wednesday, April 1st. That's right. No fooling. April 1st.
No fooling this April 1st.
No
games this April 1st.
No, I mean, mess with people at your peril.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. All right, and so also let's do a little recap of this Social CD, aka the Social Cinema Draft game. We did an experiment this past week where we took a. Let me see if I can find the right. Let me see if I find the thread. Here we go. We took some of your favorite actors, put them all in a social media friendly game where you get to choose. You had to pick 6 actors. Had a $100 budget to build your dream cast. You had to have at least one headliner, one co-star, one day player. Sound kind of familiar, Cinema Draft fans? And you had to stay under budget, and you had to have 6 actors, and it got a little tough. How'd your cast shake out?
I believe I had Ill Will. I had Mr. Westworld Season 3, Aaron Paul.
All right.
I think I might have had Gal.
Oh, yeah, good dot.
38 and 76. And I know I had Martindale and Mullally.
Okay.
So it was
So I
like
think you're
it was tough to get him in because I was like, oh, let me put because I was like, because I've got a
that's a
long
cruising
time
streak.
affinity. Huh?
That's a cruising streak. Why not?
Yeah, yeah, man. I had exactly. I have a long time affinity for Merle. So Merle Street came up. I was like, I got to get my girl Merle in there. And I was like,
Merle. The Virginia came out on that one. Merle.
you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I never seen her with Denzel or Will Smith. So I was like, let me try to hook them up. But I was like, no, you can't. You really can't.
Yeah, it was tough, and I think I'm see if I remember my cast was. Let's see, I did. Oh yeah, there's yours. Oh, mine's not sure. Well, all right, so actually, I can do it. I can free ball. All right, so I did Denzel, Emily Blunt, Aaron Paul, and I think I went Wong, Gleason, Martindale. I think that got me in just under. And so basically, the way it was scored is that throughout the week, like each additional day, we would do a different poll. So we put up a new one on Thursday. Then on Friday, we do a poll of the headliners. You have to pick one. A poll of the co-stars on Saturday. Poll of the day players on Sunday. And whoever gets the most votes, we kind of reverse engineer the scoring that way. And so as you can, in the final scoring here, as you can see, Denzel got the most amount of votes. And now this is in combination with our Twitter poll and the Facebook poll I've been running. And so Denzel's the top. And so since headliners have their still customary cinema draft friendly 40% bonus, he got 7 points. My girl Emily Blunt got 4.2, got 2 points for Paul. And Margot Martindale coming up from the bottom rope.
Yeah, no, right?
People love, as they say, esteemed character actress Margot Martindale. That's her full name.
Yes, I know. Right? Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, after the House, Morehouse man Giancarlo Esposito, Margot Martindale was second most popular. So I think I came in with a pretty nice score of 22.2 points. So now we've had like a bit of a dry run. We're gonna rejigger it just a little bit so it's more Twitter friendly. But we'll have a new one going up tomorrow. And if you're interested, maybe I'll even show you a sneak peek of what we got going. So. And if we keep this game going a little bit further down the line, we'll have some themed ones. I've got one made up of millennials, black actors and stuff. So we got some goodies coming. But the one we're going to be doing for Thursday, let me slide this over here. Here you go.
Okay.
Now in this one, you only need to choose 5, and we only have a total of 12 actors to choose from. So it made it a little bit easier, or maybe a little tougher. I don't know.
Okay.
So, and I'm just looking at, so this one, I'm thinking, who can I afford? So I mean, who wouldn't want to see Affleck and Barry? Oh my Lord. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, man.
And that leaves me playing leftover, $62 right there. I love Florence Pugh though. So I gotta get Florence Pugh in there. So now up to 84.
What is she in? Is she in Little Women?
She's in Little Women. She plays Amy, I think, the young one. And it's so cute because she's playing like a 14-year-old essentially, and she's like 24, but she does it so well. Like I totally buy it. So Pugh, man, the Armis is hot as balls right now. But
yeah, I think I just wait. What is the Armis in? What did I just?
Ana de Armas, she's in Knives Out.
Yes,
they dressed her down for that one too. They tried, but she's still fine.
Yeah, she's the Cubano.
Yeah, and I'll round out with Steven Yeun. He's been in some good stuff, some good Korean flicks, and I like Eliza Schlesinger. Schlesinger.
What is she in?
So she's a comedian. She's got a bunch of stand-ups on Netflix, which is hilarious. I actually last time I was moving cross country, I played a couple of those while I was driving, and also she was in Spencer Confidential. She was the girlfriend.
Oh, she sure was. Now I recognize her. Yeah, I just saw that a week or two ago, whenever it came out.
Yeah, so that was it's $92. This one's probably gonna be a little easier. We only need to pick 5. You probably get in a couple of headliners or a headliner, 2 co-stars, and have your pick of the day players. We'll kind of see how it shakes out.
I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah, so that is Social Cinema Draft. We're experimenting with some different gaming types, because we can't stay dark forever. Our hardworking development team is still working on redoing the site. Our work has not stopped. Hopefully back to some semblance of normal come, I don't know, the summer or whatever. But we'll if there's a way to gamify something, we'll make it. So
there you go.
Social Cinema Draft. Check it out. And please, if you're listening, make sure to vote. Your votes decide the scores. All right. And I think it's time to bring us in for a landing. Thank you again for returning to the pod, Henry G. My boy.
I loved it, man. Loved it. Glad you invited me back.
Yeah, no, and looking forward to seeing you. And thank you also for playing Social CD last week. Looking forward to your lineup this week. And we'll have to bring you back and talk about some more different stuff. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you have to plug here, Henry G?
You know what? I'll just give a shout out to the nation, to the world. Let's get better. Let's do the social distancing and get back on our feet.
Take your temperature.
That's right. Take your temperature. I'm pretty much on the quarantine life, so I only go out when necessary. So we'll beat it. We just gotta stay the course.
Amen. Yeah. All right. And for everyone who's used to going out to see movies, this is normally the place where I'd say go out and see a movie or something. But you know what? Just quarantine and chill with a movie or something. Just stay in.
Chill, yeah.
Stay in. Play. Try your hand at some Social CD. Check out some of the movies or shows we talked about today. And we'll see you next week with another great guest with more fun on Cinema Draft Podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Take care and quarantine and chill. Peace.
Peace, guys.